Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Another episode of Caffeine and Green with your man, Connor Cardenas. And before we get into it today, I want to give a huge shout out to the title sponsor of Caffeine and Green, 7 Seas Roasting Company. 7 Seas Roasting Company is my home roaster coming straight out of San Diego, California. And what we're doing there is something a little bit different than what most people are doing in the specialty coffee industry right now. We're working with coffees from Vietnam and Laos and a couple of other areas from around the world, but specifically those two areas. We're not only taking care of the customers, but we're taking care of the farmers as well, because we've had a chance to work with them and visit those farms and make sure that everybody's taken care of. So that's pretty awesome if you ask me. Full transparency, I am the head roaster at 7 Seas, but it's kind of irrelevant because the coffee that we're giving you is straight fire, yo. Now, if you use the code CNG at checkout, you're going to get 3 bags of coffee for $30. That's a pretty good deal if you think about it, because that's I think it's 3 bags of coffee. That really should be closer to almost $45 or so, because 1 bag of coffee is $16, and that's without tax. So if you use code CANDG at checkout, you're going to get that deal 3 for $30. Unfortunately, it doesn't include the charity roast, which is the Spikes Canine Fund and the Kaha Collective, but you still have a wide variety of coffees to choose from. You have the Peruvian, you have the Guatemalan Gold, you have the Lao Setapung, of course. So there's choices, people. So again, go to the coffee tab at 7seasroasting.com, select the coffee that you want, go to checkout, input my code CNG, and you're going to get that 3 for $30. All right, y'all. Tonight's guest, Fob Coffee Co. This is Troy Squared, they called themselves, I believe. My boys, Troy Hoang and Troy Truong, but you can call them Ombar. I'm sorry if I butchered the last names, gentlemen. I really tried. But it was a great conversation. These two young, strapping gentlemen are coming straight out of San Jose, California, but they're now residing in City Heights, California, which is in San Diego, and they're killing it. I'm really excited to see where they go. They're fucking just two young entrepreneurs. They got a coffee cart. They're bringing their culture back. The Vietnamese prince is what he's self-proclaimed. But 2 high school friends coming straight out of San Jose, the 408. I'm nickel dime, so it's all love, baby. It's Bay Area. But other than that, guys, I'm super pumped I had them on. It was a really good vibe. Troy even tried to drop some bars at the end, and straight up, I cannot wait to see where these guys go and see what they have for the future. So if you can get a chance to, check them out Saturdays at the City Heights Farmers Market, 9 to 1. Go try some of their Vietnamese coffee, and hopefully in the future, some boba and some crispy fried chicken, like little nuggets. They know what I'm talking about. If you're from the Bay, you know what I'm talking about. Troy, the Troy Squared. It's your time to shine, homies. Let's go. Caffeine and green. It's your boy Connor. What's good? Caffeine and green. And we're live.
Oh, snap. Dude, cheers.
Salute, amigos.
Dude, I already drank like almost all of it.
I know. I was like, I realized that by giving you that drink beforehand, I mean, we could totally get you another drink. We could totally get you a drink. You want to chill for a little bit? We'll chill for a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
All right. Welcome to Caffeine and Green, gentlemen.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Doing very well.
Yes. We got Troy. Say your last name for me, Troy.
Troy. Well, Vietnamese pronunciation is Truong, but a lot of people call me Truong.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah.
And also AKA the Vietnamese Prince.
AKA the Vietnamese Prince.
All right. And we got Troy
Hoang.
And you're the Troys.
We're the Troys.
You guys are Fob Coffee.
Fob Coffee. T squared.
T squared?
Yeah,
T
Is that for real? I
Yeah.
haven't heard that one before.
Honestly, whenever we introduce each other to new people, we're like, yeah, my name's Troy. And then the other Troy goes, yeah, my name's Troy. And they're just like, what? 2 Troys?
Yeah, like, are you guys playing a joke on me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We actually went to Panda Express, and then this one girl wasn't having it because she thought that we were fucking around.
She wasn't having it?
Yeah,
Like, yo, you
like-
need to chill. You work at Panda Express.
Yeah,
Calm down. Ain't
yeah.
that
She was working at
serious?
Panda Express. They're like, you guys are both named Troy, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah, it is possible.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome. Okay, the one thing I have to ask, when I heard the name of your coffee cart, that is the business. That is Fob Coffee Co. is a coffee cart, but coffee company, nonetheless. And I've always heard the term "fresh off the boat," which was what I understood as fob. But when I said that, my homie Josh was like, "No, it's fresh off the buzz," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "That," but I thought the name was hilarious at first, and I was like, "Sick." These guys are just going for it. That's fucking tight. I back it. Why not? Push the envelope, right? But then I heard it and I was like, oh, okay, hell yeah, fresh off the buzz. So, and then I saw your logo and it's the hat that I've seen that hat because it's on the cover of our collective, the Coffee at Seven Seas. I think her name is Tam. I could be totally wrong, but she's on the cover and she's wearing that hat. And like in our videos, because we work with coffees from Vietnam. I was like, oh, sick. So I was like already off the bat. I like the name. Love the name, I should say. I love the logo. I think it's sick. And now that I've gotten to hang out with you now for about a half hour before, I like both of you guys. You're both from the Bay Area as well.
408.
408. Oh, shit. I can't even fuck with you right now. Because I'm East Bay nickel dime all day. No, I'm just kidding. No, but on the real, I love the Bay Area regardless is my home. And I lived in Fremont, which is the last town in the East Bay. So we're technically Southeast Bay. So, and then it's Milpitas and then into Santa Clara, San Jose. So regardless, you're from the Bay. So automatically that's like, add that to the list. That's number 3. So like, tell me, what is the name? Like why Fob Coffee?
So it kind of was, we were in our living room and this was like pre us buying our trailer. The coffee trailer, and we were
Your
thinking,
roommates.
Oh yeah, we're roommates.
Okay.
We have a third roommate named Jimmy. He's also from the Bay Area.
Oh shit.
So 3 of
Also
us.
from San Jose?
Also from San Jose. We got
shit.
2 other heads from San Jose that work at Bird Rock, and so
Really?
Yeah. And
Damn, not nickel dime, but Bay Area all up in this bitch.
dude, seriously. And so, but we were in the living room and we were just like talking about like potential names that we can have. We came up with like a couple, but I think fresh off the buzz was what Troy came up with, and it kind of like I sat there for a second. I was like, dude, it kind of has a ring to it, and it felt like I also thought about like, and I'm an overthinker, and so like I thought about like, oh, this could be like a way to redefine fresh off the boat, because like fob is like a lot of times when you refer someone that's not from here and like travel on boat, like fresh off the boat, but like fresh off the buzz kind of I felt like it would like redefine it and like give it like another meaning and it'd be maybe like more positive, because sometimes it could be negative, like fresh
Of
off
course,
the boat.
yeah, it can definitely be looked at as a negative connotation. Yeah.
So, kind of like if we can move past that and like just like have a positive energy towards like that acronym, I thought that would be pretty cool. So then it's like, let's go with it, and
Sick.
every time we represent Fob Coffee, people always be like, really, Fob Coffee?
Dude, that's exactly my thoughts when I thought of that. So Troy, you thought of that?
Yeah, I did actually.
Damn.
I think it was more of like a collective thing than anything, because we were all like tossing ideas around, and
okay.
So I think our friend Sean, he's actually the one of the head pastry chefs at Bird Rock. They're doing the.
Oh, okay. You guys do bakery there. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just opened up their bakery, I think not too long ago, probably like a couple months ago in Carlsbad, Bressy Ranch.
Wait, there's a Bird Rock up here?
Yeah.
I did not even know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Really?
Yeah, alongside with Blue Bottle. That came to
There's a Blue Bottle here?
Dude, there's a
Dude, what?
Yeah. So there's like coffee like coming up here, which is pretty cool. There's Lofty's the only coffee I know here, and Ironsmith.
Dude, well, yeah, and there's also Steady State.
Steady State, that's right. Yeah.
Leap, where Asa works.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I've been there. And then, where else? Steady State's pretty sick. That's this dude, Elliot. He actually was in the competition, the U.S. Coffee Championships. And I think, pretty sure he took like 6th or 3rd. It was like he got 6th and 3rd. I don't know the actual combination, but it was like he either took 6th at like regional and then got 3rd at like national, or it was like 3rd, regional, 6th national, something like that. Either way, he's up there. He's pulling some pretty good espresso. He has he's roasting on like a San Franciscan SF25, so he has a lot of convection control.
Okay.
But it's making the roast taste pretty good regardless. And then
He also has a roasting guild, right? Like that's because I know like Asa talks about it.
he has a roasting guild.
Yeah, so like it's like a little. I think he opened it up. I think it's not too far from Leap. I think it's in the same like building complex. But like basically like I think it was like paying like a monthly fee to like join their guild, and just like basically you have to pay for like a teaching like he has to teach you, right? And so like you pay for that section, so then like you're not like messing around with like the roaster, like you kind of know what you're doing before you step into the guild, and then from there on like you pay a month to month, and then you roast amongst all the other roasters, and I think you can roast like your own coffee, like just like learn. I think I mean like I that's what I heard in all the small talks that we had at Sprocast, like because Asa's like I mean I got 2 roasters, like I'm always talking to like Siri and Asa, and so like
Oh yeah, no, dude, that's a plethora of knowledge to be able to talk to right there. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah,
dude. Sorry, but yeah, we got into like, but then there's also Steel Mill. They just opened up, and they're in Oceanside. Those are the homies. They're serving James Coffee Co. So, yeah, and I think there's another one. There's like La Jolla Coffee Roaster or La Costa Coffee Roaster. That's what it is. Like an older dude, but he's good. He's roasted on like a Probat L12, I think. Yeah, it's like the one I learned how to roast on when I first started. But whatever.
We definitely want to get into roasting in the future for sure. Like,
dude, well, before that, I mean, you're gonna have to get like a solid brick and mortar because you're working out of the coffee cart.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
So tell me about this cart. Like, let's get back to you got the name, and then at what point did you take like just the name and decide to move forward? Was it, or did you already have the coffee cart and you're thinking about names, or was it like got the name, thought about getting the cart, and then did that?
I think it was before we got the cart, and then we basically went to like searching like on eBay and it's like Craigslist, like what type of like carts or trailers we can get. Like we started off with like looking at like carts, like concessions, that like you can just push. You know what I mean? Like those, like,
shit.
And it was like we saw like a couple offers. We saw one supplied by Jim Duke that was like decked out, but it was like $15K.
What's Jim Duke?
Oh, so Jim Duke, he's an espresso service like guy in San Diego. Probably like alongside with like Solutions, they're kind of like espresso service. Like they're like kind of like in the same like. A lot of people go to either of them. But we were talking to that guy a lot. Like we were hoping that he would like find us an answer, and which he did. Like I think maybe like along the story of like us getting this trailer, like he was a big help to where we're at now.
Tight.
Like from like going through like the rules and like what we had to
like permits and stuff like that. Yeah, health codes. Yep.
He's like that guy that like will do that for you as a service, I believe. Like he has inquiries from like Dunkin' Donuts and like from people. Yeah, like
whoa.
And he's like a very he's very sure that coffee sells, and coffee there's gonna be more. It's gonna be growing, and he was like,
100%.
We had that conversation with him. It was really cool, but that was like probably 4 months ago, like 3.
Damn, you guys move quick.
Yeah, we were. I think we started talking about doing it November, and like we did set like some like goals to like when we want to get our hands on a physical, like we wanted something physical like really bad, like the trailer that we have now, and it was something that we were just like talking about and then like just like thinking about, and late nights just like holy crap, like are we even gonna like push through this, because we went through a guy that was potentially a scam. Like it was like out of the country, like this company that was like located in Europe, and then they had like a location in Napa. But like there was like a lot of talks of like, hey, just send us in the deposit and then we'll just get things rolling.
Nah. Hell nah. Be like, I need to see it first before you're gonna just like send some money in. Hell no. So wait, were you already here, Troy? You moved?
Yeah,
you had moved down from the Bay Area 7 months ago, right?
7 months ago, yeah.
So that's probably right around the time. Well, I'm assuming that's like October, September. What month are we in right now?
September.
Today's May. Okay, yeah. So damn, you were only here for 2 months, and you're like, all right, I've been here for 2 months. We need to make something happen. Like I'm fucking over it.
Well, it's a pretty long story, honestly. Right when I got my background is in film, so I do freelance work as a videographer. When I first moved here, I actually started working for a law firm as a paralegal.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Like it's like totally definitely like not my field, but it was something that I needed to, stay afloat here in San Diego.
Yeah.
And I fucking hated it. It was
yeah,
it was awful.
it was awful. Damn.
Yeah,
like that.
I think working there, like I never had that much anxiety. It was like very, very high. My supervisor was really awful towards me, and like he made you feel like you're retarded.
Oh, that sucks.
And like so it was definitely like a lot of push and pull, because like if I quit, then I won't have a source of income, and like we'll freelance, keep me afloat here in San Diego. And that's what sort of like pushed us more towards a cart, a lot more actually, like really hard. And we just ended up doing it because we wanted to open up a brick and mortar when we were more financially stable.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, taking on a brick and mortar, I mean, I've opened up one brick and mortar, and now I'm on our second one that we just opened up. But luckily we didn't have to build that one out. And opening up a cafe, dude, I'll tell you, bro, like doing it once is like crazy when they're still building stuff around you. Like I wasn't there the whole time. I was there at the very tail end of it, but still I was like starting to do pour overs, like figuring out grind sizes and doing these things with like contractors still going around me. It's like, dude, what in the hell? Like, but like, I'm just saying, sorry, but it's definitely a lot, dude, when you open up a brick and mortar. So doing the cart is definitely like, I mean, I'm sure that's still very hard, but that's definitely the way to go to like kind of, I don't want to say like ease into it, but less of the,
right?
Yeah,
just
for sure.
I feel like we're like just getting our feet wet into just like being business owners, and I wake up still to this day and it's like am I doing what business owners should be doing? Because there's like a lot of things that can be done, and it's just like I've never been in a situation where like I'm working for my own thing, like I'm.
Oh yeah, there's not a lot of people who take the chance.
Yeah, and I mean the big part of like this Fob Coffee adventure, I think it has to do with like we were at Trujillo's and we were just like talking about.
Did you say Trujillo's?
Trujillo's.
Which Trujillo's?
The college.
Shut.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro, that is my favorite burrito shop on the entire fucking planet. I'm not even bullshitting you. Like, I took my wife to Trujillo's for like our third date, something like that. Like,
solid,
dude. I was like, "You want to go to Trujillo's?" She's like, "The one by State." I'm like, "Yes." Fucking, that's the one, bro. Forever.
Like we've been going to that place like literally almost every Friday when he moved here.
Dude, the hot sauce is the best.
the with the orange one and the green one's like our favorite.
Is it okay? I'm colorblind, but I call it like brown and like a dark red. I mean, there's like a dark red and like a brown one. It looks like, what I'm talking about?
That's the one. I think that's the one that we like.
The dark brown,
the green.
Or the red one?
Dark brown. Same,
okay.
I guess.
Because I don't fuck with the green. Like the Super Verde.
Oh, the Super Verde. Oh, okay.
I don't mess with that, but the two hot ass ones.
right.
You feel me? So you guys know. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's our spot. And we were actually there one day and we were just like, well, Troy was just like look at me, he's like, well, we had a conversation the night before and he was like, yo, how come you haven't like done a coffee cart yet? You know what I mean? And I've never asked questions like that myself, and like I've never had like a push, you know what I mean? So like he's always been like that, like push to like why haven't you done it yet? You know what I mean? Like, and I've talked about it all the time. And that day after, like at Trujillo's, miraculously, I don't know like where we're at now. It's like because of that conversation, but like he was like, like if you're down to do it, like it's like 50-50.
Let's make it happen.
We can make it happen. Like, and if you don't want me to be there long term, like he was like saying that, like like at least I want to do it now. I was like, no, I'm like, dude, like if we're doing this, we're doing 50-50. Because like, I mean, both of us are creatives in our own ways, and I mean, I think like when I think about like when we how we work together and like the way that we flow, it's like it's just something that's built through like being friends and just like having a I don't know, some sort of connection where it's like, dude, we're doing this because we talked about this in the past. Like we would have like car talks just late at night and just talking about like what we would do. I remember one time we were talking about doing boba on wheels.
Instead of coffee?
Instead of coffee, yeah, because like boba is like something that's like super popping and
it's super good.
East side San Jose.
Dude, if you could get some boba and that fried chicken, you know how I'm talking about? They always put the little fried chicken nuggets with the boba. Dude, that shit was my homie Alex used to take me to that shit all the time in Newark.
Yeah.
So, dude, I'd be popping. I mean, that would be tight too. You guys should still do that. I mean, like, why can't a coffee shop do that?
Yeah, he like considers himself like the Asian side of like the beverages. While like I have like
you, Troy, are considering yourself that? Is that what he said?
Yeah. I think Troy's more of the he has a lot of experience on like the Western side.
Meaning like the espresso.
Yeah,
or,
the espresso based drinks like flavored lattes and stuff. Because I used to work at a lot of like Asian like restaurants and stuff.
Okay.
So like I like that's sort of like where like more of our Asian menu comes from. Like the Vietnamese coffee, and then like our avocado smoothie. Those are like all like Vietnamese like based and like stuff that like I've been working with at these places. So yeah, that's definitely where my side comes from. But like in terms of like the espresso based drinks, that's all Troy. Like
so, the way it sounds like at the in the coffee cart, you guys are doing lattes, kind of your specialty grade, and then you're making food as well.
We're
or is it more food drinks?
Food and drinks, yeah.
Food and drinks.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're at the cart right now, are you serving food?
Not right yet.
Not yet, but soon.
Soon, yes.
Okay. So I also have seen you guys on Instagram, like basically trying drinks, making like you're experimenting with your drink menu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are like our Asian drinks, the ones that like we've been just like. Because a lot of the places that you'll go to, like in an Asian restaurant or Asian like deli, like they'll have the Vietnamese coffee or like the avocado smoothie. What we want to push out is like the green waffle, and that's something
green waffle.
So it's a green waffle. It's the appropriate waffle. It's something that's like super delicate, like super tasty. It's pandan extract.
It's what?
Pandan. Have you
pandan?
Yeah. So it's like I think that's like a Southeastern Asian like plant, and they extract it, and they basically use that as like an ingredient for. I think like a multitude of things, but like there's that ingredient in that waffle, and I haven't like really messed around with like making it myself, but I've had it plenty of times, and I tell you like it's actually honestly like the best like munchies like.
Is this what you grew up with this?
Yeah.
So does your family make it? Does your family make it a green waffle?
My family has made it once before, like a couple times before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So. Like definitely growing up, like we definitely ate it a lot. Like we would.
It's a staple in like a Vietnamese.
Yeah, definitely, especially like in San Jose. There's like a lot of places where you can get a green waffle.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I went to those places.
East Side.
East Side.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
East Side.
Dude, East Bay, East Side. It works, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it. That's awesome, dude. So. You're really pulling from your culture in this aspect then. So it's not just redefining the name, but it's also expressing your culture through coffee as well. So I heard you guys I heard you mention the Vietnamese coffee. Now, one of my coworkers, I think you guys know him, his name's Rob. He said, "Oh, you're going to have Troy on." And I was like, "Yeah." He said, he wanted to know about the Vietnamese coffee. I was like, "Dude, I'll definitely be sure to bring that up." And I heard you guys bring it up. So what makes Vietnamese coffee? I mean, besides the condensed milk, and to be honest, I didn't even know that there was a lot of espresso in it. But yeah, I mean, what is it to you guys? What is it? It's like a big part of the culture. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think one of the things that sticks out to me with like when I hear Vietnamese coffee, when I drink Vietnamese coffee, is the way that it's made. It's like super, like there's not a lot of technology that's into it. There's not a lot of like, I guess like not like a lot of work, but like it's just literally you put in coffee grounds in a little tin called a café fin, and in French that means filter, because French in the times of like 1900s, 1800s, like they were colonized by the French, and so like that's why coffee. Yeah, that's why coffee.
Interesting.
Was I was reading an article about like how Vietnamese coffee, like they were able to like make crops out of it. I think it was through the Western cultivation and like just like influence, and so there's like a lot of. The reason why we have coffee in the first place is just because of like history, and like I think the Vietnamese.
Wait, what do you? Oh, you mean the Vietnamese have coffee because of history? Like because okay.
Yeah, pretty much like history, just kind of like, all right, here's some coffee. Like I feel like that's how it kind of went, because like I think there wasn't any other like previous sources of coffee in Vietnam besides like when like there was like that what's it called, when like colonization.
Oh, okay.
Like happens, yeah.
Well, it makes sense because I mean it's so hot there
that
you can grow coffee. I mean we actually at Seven Seas we roast that Vietnamese collective, and it's straight from it's like a matriarchal village, and from what I understand, it's like they're kind of out like an outlier, if you will, in Vietnam because of the matriarchal community, if you will. But they're pumping out this specialty grade coffee that's, I mean, it's superb. It really is something. The coffee that's coming out of Vietnam is so good, and I've never had it anywhere besides now at Seven Seas. So I mean, is that the coffee that you kind of grew up on, or like?
So no, that's actually, we grew up on like the like Robusta. Like there was like, so the coffee that we're using right now for our Vietnamese coffee is very traditional.
Okay.
It's called Café du Monde, and it's basically coffee that's half dark roast and half chicory blend. So, you know,
chicory blend.
Chicory, yeah. Whoa. So like I believe when the French came into New Orleans, there was like a coffee shortage, and then like so they implemented like chicory to like make it so because coffee was also getting expensive at the time, and so like they were using chicory to just like mask the flavor and give it like more like a darker, because I guess like dark taste was always like what coffee really represented back then, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, that nostalgic, we're just gonna roast the hell out of it, and just, you know, no, it doesn't matter, you know, it just, that's coffee. That's why I think specialty coffee is so different now, because people actually can take the time to not just crank on the heat 150 million degrees, right, and actually handle it with care, and you're actually able to like showcase and highlight what this coffee has to offer to people, and it's something else.
Yeah.
I mean, when the first time I had a Vietnamese coffee, just like meaning the actual black coffee, I was tripping. Yeah. I looked at the owner, Eric. I said, this is one of the best coffees I've ever had, period. It's like a sweetness of a African, mm-hmm, but with none of that acidity, and like all body and just like pure chocolate. But actually not too much chocolate. It's more like agave caramel. Mm. Just sweetness, bro. It's lit.
Yeah, dude, it's lit. And I'm really glad that like Arabica is being like introduced into like, or at least like being more promoted to being grown in Vietnam, because a lot of the times like exporters, they look for like the Robusta coffee. I think it's just like maybe something part of like the market, and like how like they're
now Robustas are coming back.
Yeah,
you know, people are making them good. I mean, they're like low 80s, maybe like even a 70, mm-hmm, 79, something like that. I don't really observe those scores personally, because I think even if our Vietnam coffee was graded or something like that, it would still, I think it's like an 84. It's not like super high rated, you know.
Yeah.
But that's an amazing coffee to me. It's fucking super good. But now there's Robustas coming out with like mango flavors and stuff like that. So dude, I looked at an entire Excel spreadsheet of just Robustas that are on the way, and they're so complex on flavor wise. I was just like, what? Like, how the hell is that flavor on there? Like, the one that got me was mango. It's like,
I fucking love mango,
dude. Yeah.
but sorry, I didn't want to like Vietnamese coffee, right?
Sorry, so, I cut you off. I'm so sorry.
No. So basically, like the Vietnamese coffee, generally you drink it with a meal. So like that's how the drippers. It takes quite a long time for it to like fully extract into your condensed milk. But like once you're like done eating, and like once it's finished dripping, or like maybe midway through your meal, you take off the filter, right? And then you like mix it with the condensed milk and then add ice. Usually Vietnamese people drink coffee with the ice because it's super fucking hot in Vietnam. And yeah, that's why.
It's like an iced latte.
Pretty much, yeah. And so, I mean, we've drank it hot before too. We like it, but I think like the iced Vietnamese just always been like that. It's always been drank that way and like introduced that way. And so, I mean, I personally, I can't drink too much of it. We've R&D'd like a lot of the Vietnamese, like our Vietnamese coffee recipe. We finally got it, but like during the process of it, like I thought it was on like some like crack, man. Like,
oh, so you get just as caffeinated while you're drinking this condensed milk drink, essentially?
Can I like make like a really inappropriate reference, but like cocaine and crack. I think like specialty coffee is like cocaine, like pure cocaine, and Vietnamese coffee is like that. Like I need that shit. Like I need that shit to hit right now. Like give me that shit like right now.
I have to try this now because I've never felt that way about Vietnamese coffee. So.
It's just because like, you know, the Café du Monde, it's like super low quality. Not like low quality. I guess I don't want to, like, if I were to compare it with like our 90 plus geisha, right? Like two ends of the spectrum. Like,
yeah.
Like the ones at Baroque, the one that they use. So it's like, I think because we're like messing with like that opposite end of the spectrum, I feel like I really have to let go of like that specialty quality, like quality is everything. Because I mean, I'm representing my culture. I guess it's not always glamour, you know, because we have like that history of the war, and we have like history of us like coming into this country and like trying to adapt. Like people got like oh, you're Vietnamese, like your mom like do a hair salon, like do they like, you know what I mean, like they always like come up with those references. But it's like I guess like because of like those comments.
Hair salon, is that what you said?
Yeah, so like a lot of people that were Vietnamese that moved to like America, right? Some of them like became like nail technicians and like,
oh, okay,
you know what I mean, like, and then owning a hair salon like that, and then like a lot of the people started following suit because it's like something that like, oh, we can do this too, you know what I mean. And then, you know, a lot of people would open up their own delis and like have like a banh mi shop. Like banh mi is like a Vietnamese.
Oh no, I just had banh mi tonight.
Oh nice.
Yeah. I fuck with banh mi.
We definitely want to incorporate banh mi somewhere in our menu for sure. Damn. That's definitely a staple. But it's like those like restaurants that opened up because of our history.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I think really segue to where we're at right now. Because I mean, without like that, you know, previous history of our parents and our grandparents hustling like in this country, like I feel like that's where we're at right now. It's like we have a good we're in a good position to like learn and also like to implement what has been done, but also like redefining a lot of the things that we're doing, because we're a young generation. We're like the millennials of our, you know, our people, and there's not going to be I feel like
how old are you?
23.
You're 23. Okay, I thought you were 21. How old are you, Troy?
23.
Damn.
23 on Sunday, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Feliz cumpleaños,
Yeah,
amigo. Hell yes. Okay. Wow. You're youngins, bro. Yeah, I'm like the older part of the millennials. I'm not 35 because our millennials cut off at 35.
35.
But damn. I didn't know you. Yeah, you guys are like right at that. You're at the beginning of the millennials, bro. That's pretty lit. That's pretty legit. And you're already business owners. Good for you. But that's tight. I really respect that you're doing that. I really respect that you guys are doing that, and I think that it's awesome that you guys have harnessed not only your culture but your family. Dude, this is like, it's pretty epic. It's pretty epic. I mean, Troy, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I think we're definitely representing a lot of things, especially back at home in San Jose, where it's filled with Vietnamese people.
And a lot of Mexicans as well. Yes.
But yeah, I think if we were to do this back at home, it might not be as how would you put it, exciting, I guess, because
You don't think so?
Just because like there's just so much of it.
So much of it, yeah.
Like, so much. Like I feel like here there's just like not like a lack of it, but because it's pushed east. Like City Heights is like, there's like a lot of fucking Vietnamese people. A lot of it reminds me of ESSJ for sure, San Jose. And here I think if we push them more towards like central, like or at least like we're downtown, and like maybe like where the popping places are, North Park, they'll be like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean, like there's Vietnamese coffee, and like let's check this out. Like I mean Thai tea, a fucking lot of people like Thai tea, and like
yeah,
in like La Jolla, like they're like, bro, like.
Wait, do you take the card up to La Jolla?
Not yet, but like we honestly like, we have no actual like when we towed this shit, like we were like learning as we were going, like learning how to tow, learning how to like unhitch and hitch. Like, we got that shit down, but like not like 100% down, but like we are commuting like City Heights is like the only place that we're currently stationed at, and also like Linda Vista, we went over there. It's not that far of a drive. We don't have to take any freeways. But like once we like start doing like La Jolla, that's gonna be like a challenge on it for us, because we're gonna have to learn how to.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot, but it's gonna be sick though. So you guys are doing City? Are you guys in the? That's actually where I got my banh mi sandwich, was in City Heights.
Hell yeah,
it was good. It was dude, get like a 2-for-1 deal.
Dude, that's our place.
Dude, oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It's by that Chevron on the corner of it. Yeah, that's the spot, bro. We went there. I was like, I got the barbecue. Like, yo, let me go to the two barbecue pork. She's like, you want 3? I was like, yeah, throw another one in there, dude. Fuck it. Ate that shit the next day. I was like, dude.
Saigon Deli.
Dude, is that what it's called?
That's the spot.
Okay, yeah. Dude.
Call in every time before work. I'm like, hey, can I get 2 of the? Yeah, it's like.
Do you eat all 3?
I eat all 3. Bro. It's so good. It's like that's like the epitome of like a banh mi made by your aunt, or like your Vietnamese aunt or your Vietnamese mom, you know, like,
or like getting a burrito at your local Mexican spot, dude. Yeah,
right.
I know what and that was for everybody if whoever's listening, I'm not racist towards Mexicans. I'm Mexican, and that's why I grew up in the Bay. Sorry, I just need to put that preference out there before somebody gets upset talking about why he hating all Mexicans. It's like, I grew up there. Calm down. Fremont. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
But what were we talking about? We were talking about like just, well, basically like banh mi's.
Oh, actually, the one thing I think we're just talking about banh mi, nothing really crazy.
Okay.
But the one thing I keep just jumping around from is, so you guys got the name, you got the cart, you got the execution, you pulled it off. Then it was like, oh shit, we're doing this. Like, where are you getting your coffee right now that you're using for the espresso?
So big shout outs to Siri Simran, actually.
Lofty?
Yeah. So we
Sick.
actually, I don't want to say like directly from Lofty, but basically like Siri is hooking it up with coffee because she's like the head roaster now.
Yeah.
There's like coffee like laying around in the storage where it's like, oh, we're not using this. There's 300 pounds of it. Do you guys want it? It's like, all right, for sure. And it's like, honestly, like that's like kind of like my epitome moment where I was just like, damn, like that community like support.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she's been there since day one. Yeah, the hookup since day one.
That's tight, bro. Good for you. That's fucking tight, and that's good coffee too, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. It was hella funny. I live right down the street from there, so that's pretty much my Monday go-to. So I'll go in there and just fucking get it. Like either they have like Gucci, like on deck there all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? I go in there like, yo, let me get a fucking shot of that Gucci and
gang,
dude. And then I'll like, no lie, no shame. Specialty coffee, head roaster, 7 C's. I straight up fuck with their mochas. I go in there, I get a shot of Gucci and a mocha. I'm like, I ain't even mad about this right now.
It's also vegan too.
Is it vegan?
That mocha.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
It's just, I don't know. I just want to put it out there. I used to work there. That's why. That's like.
You worked at Lofty?
I used to work at Lofty. Right
you work
before.
at Lofty?
But I worked at Lofty. I worked at Hawthorne. I worked at Bird Rock. I worked at James.
Damn.
Worked at Starbucks in the mix, somewhere in the middle.
Damn.
Yeah, a Fob Coffee Co. That's the first job I ever started with, actually. So I applied at James, but James didn't accept me at the first time. So then they put me over to Fob Coffee Co. And that's like basically a pie shop that worked with James and used their coffee. And I worked there for about a year, and then I went over to Lofty, and that's where I met Siri. And then that's how I also was able to live with her, and like just like, but it was like her and her partner at the time, like we were just basically like, I was like, they helped me out like big time. So it's like, and because of coffee, like I feel like I've gotten around like San Diego a lot and been able to like familiarize myself with the coffee community. Cause before I moved there, I was very antisocial. Like I feel like I wasn't.
It's hard to believe.
Well, it's I had a hard time, like I guess like delivering myself, just like as a, I don't know, I guess and I'm an overthinker, like I said in the beginning of the cast. Like I didn't open up until I moved here, and I feel like it was definitely like big ups to the coffee community for like just basically allowing me to express myself the way that I want to, and just like if I want to give out good vibes and not be judged for it, and it's like for sure, you know, like I guess like sometimes when I was back in the Bay Area, I always felt like some people were like, man, why is this guy so happy all the time? You know, like that like if they were to see like a happy person on the street, you know what I mean? Uh-huh. And so like that's why I never like felt like I needed to be like someone that pleased everyone, or like at least like just be a good energy for someone, you know? Yeah. But like here, I felt like because I was surrounded by so much good energy, maybe it's the sun. I don't know what.
I mean, it definitely could be the sun, and yeah. Plus the fact that the water is right there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, growing up in Fremont, my grandmother lived right next to what is now the Tesla plant, and dude, you wake up in the morning over there, it don't smell nice. It smells like straight gasoline because you're right there next to the 880, and smell like you could smell the batteries coming straight out of Tesla, like right there. Just, bro, fucking does not smell nice. So you wake up right here, you're in Encinitas, you smell that beach air, like hell yeah. Barely rains here. It rained yesterday, and now it's sunny.
Yeah.
What about you, Troy?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Basically, well, like we were just talking actually before we got here. We were talking about how like San Jose just felt like super familiar every day. Like,
well, I wanted to know about the coffee.
Oh,
like,
coffee.
How did you get into coffee? Is it just with Troy, or were you like into the coffee in the Bay Area and the coffee down here as well with that? In the scene.
Yeah, I think as a drinker, I was definitely into coffee.
Okay.
Not working in coffee though. So I guess like my working experience is more into like boba drinks. So I worked
just
at
the restaurants and stuff you were saying before.
Yeah, so I worked at a lot of boba drinks. That's where most of our agents had come from. But actually, Troy got me into a lot of like coffee stuff. Like when he was in San Jose. He used to work at this place called Sue's Gallery, and then we used to do a lot of coffee crawls.
Coffee crawls.
Yeah, coffee
damn.
crawls. So that's how like I got into like the coffee scene. I love it because it's definitely a social thing. Like when you go into a coffee shop, it's definitely social, and like people, like when people are at like a coffee shop, they're either getting shit done, making plans like business plans, or like just like hanging out and stuff. And that's why like I really love coffee. It's mostly like always positive.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And okay, that's fucking really cool. I like to hear that. The one thing I've been hearing, I feel like I don't want to say a lot, but it's been kind of like an underlining theme is that some people that I've been talking to they're just like, these are their first fortes into coffee, or not a lot of people know too much about it, but they know that they like it. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then there's also the other end of the spectrum. So much like yourself, when I was talking to Riley, one of the owners from Steel Mill, Shay and little C, my homie Chris, they like showed him how to do everything essentially. Like what he knows about coffee is what they've told him about coffee. And dude, to learn from those two dudes is like the best thing. So I imagine somebody who's worked in coffee as much as Troy has to like kind of give you his knowledge, I guess, in no sense, Troy, like that's like, or not even that, but just like open this world to you. It's something else. It's really, because it really is as cool as everything you just said, and even better. I mean, when you get into it, I'm sure like you'll definitely find out because you're working in coffee now.
Right.
But like if you really just geek out on it, there's different levels to the geek for sure. Like I feel like I geek out, but there's people I know who like geek out. I'm like, wait, I still have other things to do. Not all coffee all day, but I know a lot of people who just coffee 24/7, and hey, it makes them a wonder to work around because they're so smart about it. And it's just like, hell yeah, bro. I fuck with that. So that actually leads me into one of the other things I wanted to talk about. Because you have done so much in coffee, you worked with Siri and you lived with Siri, and then it led you into Sprocast with Big J, Asa, again, head roaster at Leap. You got Siri, who's the head roaster at Lofty, and you got Jay, who just crushes it on bar at Hawthorne Coffee. So it's like you got this little, like, I don't know, I guess you could use like an Avenger like reference right now, like a little, like this little pack of superheroes that are fucking crushing the coffee game, and you were a part of that.
Sprovengers.
There you go. The Sprovengers. That's what I'm saying. And then, but now the Sprovenger adventure is coming to an end.
Yeah. So basically, I wanted to take some time off from Sprocast just to like get more situated with like my priorities with the business. Cause it's like, I felt like when I was doing the podcast, it was like we were meeting up every week, and every week kind of felt like, so like each episode, right? Like it was just like once every week, and I only had to prepare like once every 3 weeks because we switched off every week, like our topics and stuff. But unfortunately, like I guess like with me, like I feel like I was not putting 100% into the team, and I was like pretty much like preparing topics like the day before. And I was like not feeling like, and it made me feel like I wasn't, like if I wasn't putting in my 100%, like
You're not giving it your all.
Yeah, and so, and that's a personal thing on me, because it's like, I don't know, that's something I gotta work on, because it's like if I really wanted to like succeed in something, I really have to like shift my energy and like my focus and like everything that I'm like doing to be pushed towards what I want to be doing. And I mean, like Fob Coffee is something that's like the first thing that's ever been in my mind as like a business venture, and so like a lot of times it's like a little overwhelming, but I feel like if it wasn't for like my business partner, like someone that like is kind of like the person that also wants to succeed in it, like I think about times where it's like, dude, if I let this guy down, like it's like I don't know how I can forgive myself. And so like I felt like a lot of like things I had to adjust with myself, because I'm also working at Bird Rock, that's like 30 minutes away from like City Heights, so I feel like I'm commuting to like a whole different fucking city when I'm like away from like my home. And then when I'm coming back from home, it's like, I don't know, I make a lot of excuses for myself where it's like I'm tired, and like, and I like want to like take a nap and like stuff like that. But it's like I think like I want to be more like, I guess, involved with the business, and being involved with the business.
Yeah, you want to be a business owner.
I want to like practice on my communication also, because I think I lack that communication aspect, where if I like want to even like vocalizing if I can help you, like that's like something that I don't know why that's such a hard thing for me to ask, and like I think there's just a lot of work that has to be done within myself too for me to like, and on top of it with the business, it's like I really have to focus and
so that's why you left Sprocast, is to do all that.
Like I was actually on for the last episode for
I heard that about the automation one.
Yeah. The one after that, like we're actually releasing one I think this Thursday.
Oh, okay, so I haven't heard that one yet.
But like I want to be as much as I can be a part of, because Sprocast, honestly, if it wasn't, I wouldn't be on this right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've learned a lot of my just like confidence to just like say a certain thing and not like feel like I'm like being judged about it. You know, because like I've had like people come up to me at Throwdowns and like, dude, we listen to your podcast, and like it's like I'm listening to like a bunch of friends every week, and I never thought I'd be able to like reach like a level of like even that, you know, because like we started Sprocast purely for fun. Like we were at a Throwdown, it was formerly known as Global Coffee Trade. I think they just closed down.
Yeah, you guys were in the parking lot, right? Yeah, everybody's told me this story.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we talked about it for Ace's last episode too, so it's kind of like, I mean, I'm kind of like,
that's awesome, bro.
But I think because of Sprocast, like I want to be able to just like whatever they put out, whatever, like I still want it to be, if it's okay, like with we, you know, like as a we thing, because like I think anybody that has contributed with Sprocast, like guested or anything, like I still consider them as Sprocast members, like Spro Nation, you know.
Yeah,
like,
dude, that's your whole thing. I mean, I have you guys as a Gucci Gang
do,
sticker on my notebook that I roast on every day.
That sticker is so fun. That was such a fun like sticker to make with that. Like we've collided ideas, and like, you know, like we've had these like moments where this is something that we want to do long term. But I mean, like I think there was a time where we were like, there's eventually we might like have to split up at one point. Like all of us got to do
it's all good, bro. Yeah, there's 4 of you, so really a bunch of you could leave.
Yeah.
And then but like a couple of you keep it going, and then, you know, maybe at different times you guys will just like, maybe Siri steps out and then you and Asa come back together and with Jay or something, you know.
Yeah.
It's never like, it's never really over, especially if there's, I mean, the coffee community in San Diego right now is still small enough where it's like it's a community almost in the true sense of the word, you know. But eventually, you know, back to you did, I don't know if you said this on the podcast or maybe we were talking about it before, it was that you were like, coffee is going to blow up. And I mean, it already is. I mean, there's so many cafes opening up, period, but there's still so many areas that don't have a lot of cafes and, you know, stuff like that. That said, I've talked about this, I mean, probably ad nauseum now, because I think somehow it comes up, but in Seoul, in Korea, when I was there with my wife and some friends, dude, their specialty coffee game is like it's out of this world, in the sense where I looked at Seoul and I said to my wife, this is going to be the, like, America. Give it, you know, 5, 10, probably at this rate more towards the 5, maybe 10 max for sure. But dude, there's probably 3 cafes on the same side of the street. You go a city block, and then on the next block it's the same thing. And I mean, every combination of coffee you could think of. Coffee and donuts, of course. Coffee and beer. Coffee and hot dogs. They have this crazy affinity with hot dogs in Korea. I don't know what it is, but they're good. But I mean, it's a hot dog. But every combination you could think of, it's popping there. And I saw that because the country is definitely smaller than the United States. I looked at it and I thought about how much coffee Americans drink and how much we actually consume. I think we're the number 1 consuming coffee country. It's inevitable, bro. You get in now, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna be in. You gotta be in for the long haul to make the money. But to be at the ground floor right now, give it a couple more years, and there's gonna be stuff that people you've never heard of, like people who aren't associated with the throwdowns, and you know, you're like, where are you from, bro? Oh, Ranchos Penasquitos. Like what? Like where? No, but that's what I mean. That's why I met you. In my opinion, I met you because I met Siri and Jay and all those people. And then I see you at the Latte Art Throwdowns to touch back on that. Yeah, dude, you're definitely being yourself. I always seen you just jumping around in the crowd. I'm like, oh, there's that dude Troy. Yeah, he's on Sprocast. But, I mean, I think it's amazing. I hear you guys talking. It's hella funny. Sometimes you can tell when somebody might be stoned because they're talking a little slow or something like that. But other than that, I think it's great because you guys have such a contrast. Asa is very like reserved but very well spoken. He chooses his words very what's the word I'm looking for? He chooses his words wisely. Siri definitely has her own vibe, which is awesome. She gets excited, which I get excited too. And then I always feel when I hear you talk, you're always trying to put it together and you're like, okay, yeah. And then it comes across and then sometimes it's like, oh, okay, I kind of get what he's saying. But then there's other times you come across crystal clear. I'm like, perfect. That's perfect. So I get what you're saying about the communication thing.
That's me, yeah.
And then there's Jay, and sometimes I feel like Jay's like so cool through the mic, like so just being like the cool ass dude that he is. So I fuck with it. I think it's awesome. I legitly listened to last week's and I thought the whole thing about automation was I actually had some opinions on it myself. We can get into that. That's neither here nor there. But I was like, that's pretty awesome topic. And then before I knew it, the whole podcast was over. I was just like, oh shit, that was like an hour conversation. I was, damn, all right, that's fucking sick.
We've actually talked about going digital or like going into like that like level of like, because I guess like the times of technology, like there's like a lot of like room for like new digital, I guess like technology, like different things to like come up. Like I guess like with the luring, like it has like a new, like an automated like system now or some sort. Like
she said Siri, you're talking about Siri. Yeah. She said there's a new update. So I'm assuming it was just a program. It wasn't necessarily any new addition to the machine, but it sounded like when I was listening to it that it was more of a program and it had updates. That was essentially, I guess, the functions.
Oh, so it wasn't anything
to the
like
roaster.
It being running by itself of some sort. You still had to have.
Well, you can have auto. I mean, the roaster that we have at 7Cs is fully automatic. You can run that thing on auto. I set the profile once, and then it'll run on auto. But the thing about the auto, and this is no shade to the roaster that we have, because I love the roaster company that we work with. They just featured me in their little thing, the booklet for SCA. So I was like, hell yeah! Shout out Dietrich Roasters all day. But for me, because of the way I learned on a refurbished 1950 LBAT or L12 ProBat roaster, super manual, air controls and all these things and flame burners and all these things. But then you go to the Dietrich and you can program this thing and put it on auto, but it's not, in my opinion, it's just not there yet. It's not, when I think auto, that thing is not going to mess up, period. Though I watched it do it once and it like went up and down, up and down, up and down. It was like the roaster was trying to get it. So I don't know if maybe it's the program or something like that. Maybe I did it wrong. Of course. I mean, it's totally possible because I'm not a genius, but I look at it and I'm like, nah, this doesn't have that touch. Then you actually do it with your hands and you do it yourself. You do everything manually. Boom, you hit that air. You fucking put in that number. Boom, boom, boom. You're doing it. You're watching it. And you're like, and then you taste it. Homie, that's like, yes, that only a human can do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think when you like go the way of auto, I'm agreeing with you in the sense there's still a lot that can be done, but why make everything so auto? I mean, if you really think about it, we're already in the auto like era, if you will. I mean, our espresso machine, the San Remo, all you have to do is really put that thing under there. Right. Boom. I mean, you have to tamp it, of course. You have to disperse it. You have to do all the things like a normal barista would do. But if you look at a barista, like a espresso machine from back in the day, the automation already people probably from back then would look at what we have now and be like, oh my God, how are we even touching this thing, you know? Mm-hmm. But then eventually I have a feeling that not everybody's going to always go full auto. I feel there's going to be people who are nostalgic, who that will maybe just starting out like yourselves, you get a coffee cart and they'll be like, you know what would be a really crazy idea? Let's get like an old school machine and really roast. They'll be like, yeah, let's fucking do that, man. It's against everything else. Fuck this auto, you know?
Yeah. Dude, it's funny you're mentioning like all the like roasting. Like I always hear Asa and Siri like just going back and forth about roasting, and I always felt like my I guess like specialty in coffee or like understanding of it is the philosophy side and like just like my practice and like how like I've gained a lot of like my introspect through like people, and so like I've never practically roasted, but practically I've learned how to roast through like my communicate like just
you have a good network of roasting a roasting network, I should say, that if you really wanted to roast, you'd, hey, but let me just grab a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and make your own style. Be sick.
Yeah.
You should really think about it.
Hashtag no style.
Hashtag no style.
Like
yeah, what's the deal with that? I saw that on your Instagram. Hashtag no style.
So I'm a big Bruce Lee fanatic.
Bruce Lee?
Like Bruce Lee has been kind of like that one. Like, I guess like if you were like have like a childhood like superhero.
Yeah, you have an idol.
Yeah, it's like that. Like he's like that Asian superhero. You know what I mean? Like kind of done like a lot of like amazing things in his life through his like passion, which was kung fu, and kind of going into like a philosophical route, and then like combining the two, physical and philosophical, and was able to like spread through like his books and like his movies, like just like things that he like just taught subtly, but also was because it was hard for him at that time, like trying to be like an Asian like star or like, and he in the interview that he put out, he's like, I don't believe in the term star, but like he had like this like personality about him where he just like didn't give a fuck and he just like did it, and he did make it pretty far. He died like a Christ like death.
Well, he got shot, right?
His son got shot.
His son got shot in The Crow.
In the exactly.
Yeah.
But he died like, I think he was just like overstressing his body and just got like a brain aneurysm of some sort. But
didn't he die after Enter the Dragon though? Wasn't that the whole thing?
I believe it was after that film.
Like a family curse or something, right? Isn't that the whole thing with like the whole like Lee family? Because they're like the father died, the son died, and then I just like heard something like that. Is that wrong?
I actually don't know about that actually.
Okay.
I'm like like Bruce Lee has been kind of like the that Asian like influence in my life, and I feel like I put that a lot of his teachings in coffee. Nice. And like I've always felt like my being physically demand, like that job is pretty physically demanding. It's just like you're standing.
Oh, coffee, yeah, manual labor, but at its finest.
Yeah, and then you just communicate with people. Like I would say I'm pretty like doing things and then like communicating at the same time is like pretty tough for me unless I get into a flow state. And then Bruce Lee talks about like being in nothingness and like and that's like a part of like Zen Buddhism, like being in like nothing, like not seeing anything as like this. I don't have to think about doing something. I just do it. That was like kind of like the idea. And I've practiced like a lot of just doing things and making coffee. Like there's times where like, a customer comes up and it's like, hey, I got my drink tastes weird. Can you remake it for me? And then there's sometimes where it's like, I kind of don't want to fucking do this right now because I got like 10 drinks in my but sometimes you just got to do it, it's because you don't want to.
You always have to do it, which is crazy because that's interesting. I get what you're saying about that, because when you deal with people, I mean, have you had to deal with this, Troy? Have you now that you're working on the coffee cart, do you have you had any weird encounters with customers yet?
We haven't necessarily had any like weird encounters per se. I guess like for like remake orders and like people who like complain and stuff has definitely been like more in my past where like I worked at like boba shops and like other stuff, but like
and people, you were just like, I don't want to do that.
Well, you kind of just have to, right? Like
always.
Yeah, you kind of just have to like in that sense, like the customer's always right. You just got to do it, and like sometimes you just like fuck it, like it's whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's not
it is
that,
whatever.
It's not that big of a deal.
Well, you're getting paid to be there anyway, so that's the only thing that always gets me through. And you look at somebody in the face and you know that they're wrong, but they know that they wrong. But they still be like, yeah, do it. And you're just like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it.
I get to pour again.
I think like serving drinks, like anywhere that you serve drinks, hasn't been like a huge issue for me. But I used to work as a server, and I think that's where like I've seen like most of the evil in people.
The evil.
Yeah, the evil.
You have a way with words. Awful, evil. Like, damn, you get your point across, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, I like serving drinks is not that huge of an issue for me. It's just like I think service, waitressing, has been the most like, I guess, terrible for me, for sure.
Okay.
So,
damn.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, dude, it's inevitable, right? You do it, but at the same time, with being in coffee, everything is so manual labor that to kind of go to your nothingness. I think if it's on that point, I think for me, it's not even about living in a state of nothingness, because I meditate a lot. I love meditation. I love gratitude. That's how I function with my life, 100%. But when it comes to working, and you just do it, I think of it in that sense, but I think of it more of have you ever heard of the dude like David Goggins? Ever heard of him? He's a fucking gnarly dude. He went through hell camp twice as a Navy SEAL, and this fool just goes and runs every day. He runs like 100 miles, bro. He kills it. But when he's talking about, he's just like, you gonna fucking complain? You just got to keep going. Like, you can complain all you want, but you're still gonna do it. And so that's where when you just think about it, with the way you were saying it, is I just think about it, it's like, no, you're gonna fucking do it, because you're just gonna do it, period. And then you apply that to everything in your life. You come home, you're like, yeah, I'm fucking tired, but I'm gonna go hit this 4-mile run real quick, and then I'm gonna come home and work on this podcast. It's like, none of this shit I want to do right now. Like, I want to fucking chill. But then at the end of the day, when you actually do get to chill, and maybe you don't fall asleep in like 15 minutes, you're like, hell yeah, I did all that shit. And it's because of that, even you call it your nothingness, like you get into that flow state. For me, it's like I take that same mentality, but it's more of about like not giving a fuck, kicking ass, and just being the fucking best, period. Because that's what you got to do every day, bro. Because that's all you're going to get, right? You're going to get like one time. One fucking time. Your one time is Troy. Your one time is Troy right here. And then I get one time as myself. I mean, you're going to suck at it, or you're going to be the best version of yourself and fucking get it. You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it. But like, I like how you call it your flow state, but also, I mean, in a little sense of the word, I mean, Bruce Lee was a badass though too, bro. He'd be kicking down fucking, son, just like give me that, like, you know what I'm saying, dude? Just fucking, I like that. I like that Bruce Lee shit. That shit's tight. Do you fuck with Wu-Tang?
Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with,
dude. And you fucking they got the Bruce Lee in there too, bro.
Dude, I think RZA, like, I think he did like a movie. It's like a kung fu movie of some sort. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he definitely did a kung fu movie. He's in, I want to say he's in a couple Jet Li films.
That's pretty badass.
I'm not lying. I mean, homie fucks with it. In the Tao of the Wu, you should definitely read that. There's two versions of it. The Tao of the Wu, or no, there's the Tao of the Wu, and then there's like a fucking first book before that. I have both. But dude, they talk about all types of crazy shit, but they talk about all these different kung fu movies. So dude, if you really, that's what you really fuck with, dude, you should read that book, because they fucking go hard in the fucking kung fu. Hard, son. They talk about going to see RZA and ODB would get like 40s and then fucking go into this theater that would play kung fu in like the middle of the fucking night, and they just watch kung fu movies. And that's actually where I think they got the name of the Wu-Tang Clan. It's like, dude, you're on the right path. You got the hip hop, you got the fucking Bruce Lee, you got that whole shit going on, bro. You need to fuck with that.
You know, it's funny. I didn't get into hip hop until I lived with Siri. She's
really?
Like, yeah, because she's a big hip hop head, and like I didn't really get into hip hop. Like I listened to A$AP Rocky and Travis Scott before I moved here, and those were like the only two artists I really knew until like I delved into like what's that one trio that had it's like fuck, I forgot.
There's Tribe Called Quest.
Tribe Called Quest. Yeah.
Flatbush Zombies.
Flatbush Zombies.
Yeah.
There was another. There's like the like dogs. Like they're like three people, and then I think like really famous producer, like news producer for them. He died.
Is it West Coast?
I believe it's West Coast. Yeah. It's like Slumdog Village.
Oh,
Slumdog Village. Sorry,
dude. No, I don't think they're from here. I think they're from Atlanta.
Oh, they are. Oh, okay, just kidding. I don't
yeah, Slumdog or Slum Village.
Slum Village. I'm sorry.
Slum Village. Yeah,
my bad.
That's like an older hip hop group, but I fuck with them. They're super cool.
They I listened to them for like the first time. I was amazed by like their lyrical schemes and like just like them being able to like just free flow in their mind. Because I'm actually like I'm not the best at it, but like I like to freestyle. I've learned how to freestyle through work because I used to work with a rapper.
Wait, see, that's right. You were saying you fucking were gonna drop some bars, dude.
I would like I've always wanted to like see if I can like do it on command, because like I've done it like at work all the time. I just gotta like flex it, you know, like have
well,
that,
you have like a beat coming out too, though,
just,
so
like,
you fuck with the beat.
Yeah.
But so you're saying Slum Village? Have you heard the song "Callin'"? It's like Slum Village featuring Kanye West. Like, I'm calling, baby, I'm selfish.
Is that
how to?
Is that the more newer like stuff? Like,
I mean, that's probably older because I'm
old.
almost 10 years older than you. So actually, wait, I think I am 10 years older than you.
Oh, okay. I just remember this one album, the Volume 3. That was the one that is like a Volume 3 album that
I don't know Slum Village a lot, but I'm more. I mean, I fuck with all hip hop. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, being from the Bay Area, you guys obviously know about Mac Dre, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say you were like killing it until then. If you would be like, who? I'd be like, You ain't from the Bay, homie.
There's always like that one Mac Dre song like at the parties that we would go to.
Dude, we played Mac Dre at my wedding, bro.
Oh,
fucking,
no.
we played Get Stupid, Thistle Dance. You seen my grill? Me and my best man had our grills in. We played Baydestrian with Mr. Fab and like it's Mr. Fab, Keek to Sneak, and Too Short. It's like, bitch, what are you smoking? Like just at my wedding, just fucking son, just going hella hypey, hella dumb. Just me and my homies, my cousins. We played Tell Me When to Go.
Tell me when to go.
Bro, my cousin Cassie, I swear to God, I've never seen her go this stupid. But I looked up because we were just all just shake them dreads, just everybody getting it on the fucking floor. And I look over, my cousin's just like, tell me when to go. Like, just fucking turning up. Mama just over here, just tell me when to go. Fucking, there was even some younger girls. It was like my mother-in-law's friend and they live in the Bay Area. Mm-hmm. She had 2 daughters. They live in San Jose. And I don't think they knew I was from the Bay or something. And then they started hearing the bass slaps. And then our friends were like, yeah, dude, those girls were like, oh my God, he has Mac Dre playing at his wedding. And they were just over there like getting stupid. I was like, why did they not get on the floor, bro? Yeah. Like, we were all going hella dumb on the floor.
Come through.
Yeah, dude. I mean, did you guys, since there is like a generation gap here, did you guys at your high school, did you guys have some Bay Area slaps? Because, dude, we used to have like the slaps at our school.
Yeah. You know, a lot of it was like, what's that? Slow down, grab the wall, like that. Stage of Gemini.
Dude.
Yeah, like that was that era of like when we were like going to like dances and stuff. Like, oh yeah, they were playing that.
Or like I Am Sue.
I Am Sue. There you go. Yeah.
Mr. Fab. Mm-hmm. What about? But you fuck with Baby Bash. Baby Bash is from San Jose.
Oh, he is.
Dude, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I haven't listened to Baby Bash, but it was like
I think you know Baby Bash.
I think you know Baby Bash, right?
Okay,
bro, you know him. Do you remember Wild from 94.9 when it was Wild 94.9?
No, I do. I actually don't. Dude, I'm like
100% you do.
Probably do. Okay, maybe I'm like tripping right now, but like
you know the Compact Center, right? Or now it's where the Sharks play.
Yeah. Oh,
what's it? I don't know what it's called now because it's not called the Compact Center anymore. I don't think because it was Compact like microprocessors or something. But now
it's SAP Center.
Yes, yeah. SAP, dude. That fucking the Wild 94.9 bomb concerts.
Oh
bro.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
exactly
dude.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Fucking, yeah. I got caught drinking like underage at that concert. Bro. Like, they pulled up with the homie. Like, what's that in your drink? Nothing. What's it? Why are you asking? Turn around, boom, sheriff badge. Like,
oh
fuck.
Shit.
There you go. Gotta give him a drink. Dude, we went in. It was like E40 and the Federation, Snoop Dogg, The Game, fucking Yin Yang Twins, son.
The Yin Yang Twins.
To the window, like fucking just dude, turning up. They had Baby Bash one year too. The Pitbull. Yo, shit was live at the fucking Wild 94.9 bomb concerts.
Dude, sometimes we find that Bay Area vibe at the U31 spot that we go to down in North Park.
U31? Is that a bar?
It's like a club. Yeah,
it's a club.
It's like a little club bar.
Yeah.
Kind of
okay.
Yeah.
They play some bass labs?
They play some bass apps and like they get into like some like emo stuff like towards the end of the night. And so like it's like some interesting stuff. Like, but it's pretty cool. It's like a nice like little kickback to the back home, you know.
Dude, do you fuck with Wolfpack? Like, got my Vans on, but they look like
sneakers.
That's super
Dude,
old.
that's like,
I haven't heard of
school,
them in a long time.
Dude, that's a slapper though. Dude, damn, you made me feel old right now. That's hella old. Shit. So what did you guys grow up listening to up in San Jose?
I think I definitely listened to like a lot of hip hop when I was growing up, but then I have a lot of influence from my aunts. So I got into like a lot of like indie stuff. Like
indie stuff?
Yeah, indie alternative.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess like nowadays I listen to like a lot of like lo-fi though. Like a lot of like
lo-fi hip hop beats?
Yeah, lo-fi.
Yo,
yeah.
that shit's chill.
Yeah, a lot of like
fuck,
chill out
dude.
stuff, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Nowadays.
Yes. No, that's totally fine. Dude, when we started opening 7 Seas, the first it might have been a month. I don't even know now. Everything's just become like one big ass whirlwind. But when I was opening up the shop at 5:30, I'd drive from Encinitas down there. So I'd be getting up 4:30, cruising, and then get down there opening, like have to be ready to open and then be talking to people at 6 o'clock. I just put on lo-fi, just some chill hip hop. It's like, damn, dude, hell yeah. And that's the best way to start the day. Get that going. Got some beats, got some chill vibes, and then you just like a little cup of coffee, and before you know it, maybe 9 o'clock, maybe a little earlier than that. But then you can like move into your day. But dude, you talk about you turn it on and fucking put on like sicko modes. Like, oh Jesus Christ, I can't do this right now, bro. It's 5:30.
Yeah, I think like lo-fi, like it makes you feel like you're moving, but at your own pace. That's why you feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's really relaxing.
Super non-aggressive.
Yeah,
too.
non-aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not intrusive at all. So like, you feel like you can get your work done, like listening to this type of music. You know what I mean? So,
oh yeah. Well, I'm sure if you're doing like a freelance videographer or cinematographer or whatever, you're editing for long amounts of time. I mean, that shit takes forever, bro. I totally get it. So, fuck. But yeah, dude.
Dude, it's great to freestyle over too.
Dude, where's your phone at? Pull the beat out right now and see if you can bust a rhyme.
All right.
That'll be how we end this. We just did an hour 6, dude.
Do you think I could take like a shot or something? Like maybe I can like loosen up. Okay.
You want a shot? Dude, all right, hold on.
I'm getting so nervous.
You keep talking.
Because like, dude, I've always wanted to do this. I've never I freestyle like a lot.
I don't have any more whiskey. I think you drank it all, but here, just drink this. It's vodka.
Oh, dude, swag.
Swag. I'll do a shot with you. How about that? I got a little bit.
For sure.
Sorry, Troy.
No, you can.
Cheers. Should we three-ways it or? Oh, no,
Dude, that sounded dirty. Stop talking dirty on the podcast.
Dude, cheers. Thank you for having us on. By the way, like,
bro,
like I don't know, like when you emailed and then they're just like reaching out, like I just felt, I was like super honored, just like being able to like be on another podcast. Like I thought my podcast era was gonna come to an end at some point. But
no, dude, this is, if anything, I think you should think about it as a new beginning, because now, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking. You can just drink it straight, bro. Yeah.
You're right.
I only poured it in here because I didn't want to drink out of the bottle. I'm not going to lie, bro. I'll be straight with you. Like, I want to keep, of course, my homies on here, but I don't know you. And now we know each other, and we've been fucking talking for over an hour, both of you. So I'm like, now I'm going to see you and be like, yo, what the fuck is up, homies? How's things? Like, what's good? But because it gave me a reason to reach out now. If I would have just been like, hey, like, I know you're on Sprocast. That could have been a reason. But, dude, you're over here. You're doing it. You're killing it. And that falls in line with why I want to do this show. I want to give people like yourselves and Troy a platform. You guys are like, yo, we're young professionals. We're fucking out here. We're trying to do it. We're trying to make some moves. And I want people who are like yourselves. Like you say, you described yourself as like sometimes you don't want to do it. But I don't see that. I see two guys who are over here. You're like trying to do it. You're over here hustling. You're fucking essentially. I'm assuming that if you're working at Bird Rock still, that means you're working close to 7 days a week.
Yeah, pretty well. Like with the business, like I'm probably working like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday have off. We're doing a market before, but we pulled out, and then Friday work, and then Saturday, Sunday it's market, and then Bird Rock again.
Yeah. So it's. That right there, you fit in with what this vibe of the show is about. And it's about people who need some shine, need to fucking, you want to make Fob Coffee blow up. I want to give you a platform to like give your guys' message and let people hear this. Dude, no bullshit. I honestly could not thank people, like everybody, enough for everything that's been going on with this. Dude, yesterday I cracked in my first month 1,000 downloads. It's like, dude, I never thought 1,000 people would even fucking like listen to this shit, let alone download this. That means there's maybe, I would think maybe, okay, let's do like maybe 50 people somewhere are walking around with their phones with a Caffeine and Green episode on their shit. It's like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Dude. But now they're going to have one that says Fob Coffee on it. And that way they're going to come to San Diego and be like, yo, like, I heard this dude. He's fucking pretty tight. Troy's pretty fucking tight. Like, let's go check out their fucking Vietnamese coffee. Oh, yeah, they talked to Kano. Yeah, let's go check them out. That's all I want, bro. I want my homies to do well, and I want to keep that shit going. I want the positivity to keep going, because it's like, dude, we work better as human beings if we help each other, instead if you fucking shut shit off and be like, nah, bro. Like, granted, don't get me wrong. There's still some people you're just like, nah, I don't fuck with you. Mm-hmm. That's fine. But there's still so many other people that, like, we don't know each other, but now I know you guys. Every time I'm gonna see you now for like, dude, how are things? What's good? Do you need help? You got questions? Holler at your boy. Like, I'm a roaster too. I've been fucking roasting for a long time, but then also I've helped open 2 cafes. Like, dude, you guys need like anything, you can use me as a resource. It's like this is why we're doing this, bro. And then on top of it, we can just talk about some funny shit. Talk about the Bay Area, you know, because it's still the best place ever. San Diego's pretty tight, but I mean, at the end of the day, you go back to the Bay, you're like, son, like, back in the Bay. And then, but at the same time, now that you live in San Diego, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go back. I want to go back to SD.
True.
Dude, going to go get my bombies.
Hey, cheers to the bombies, man.
All right, cheers to the bomb. Then you're gonna drop a flow.
I'll drop a flow.
All right. Oh yeah.
Tito's.
Now Casamigos right here.
So yeah.
All right, you got a beat. We can't like play it away from the phone, like away from the mic, because I don't want it to peak or anything.
Oh right.
But whatever you're comfortable with, you can do your thing.
So, like I said, like I freestyle, but like I'm not like I'm like the best at it, but it's because I think like when I get into a trance of freestyling, I get to spill a lot of like what I want to say in my heart.
Okay.
I don't know what maybe it's like the pressure of like being on beat and then like having like, all right, like this is because sometimes when I think about like a verse, it's like, oh, it's way too much because I'm an overthinker, like I said, and so with like freestyling, it's like you're on a pendulum almost, like, you know, you're kind of like just, I guess, putting in like filling in like the dots with like that beat and with your lyric. And
so then when's your cutoff? If you're going too long, I might just be like, all right, that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a 2 minute 41 minute beat.
You got a 2 minute 41 beat. You got a freestyle for that?
You know, I can. I'll stop when like I feel.
Yeah. All right, do your thing. Put it on there, bro. Don't get nervous, bro.
I try not to.
Dude, you're amongst homies, bro. You're here. You're in my house.
Oh shoot, is that
no, it's all good. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Dude, I can't believe I'm doing
so
this
what's the track that you're? Because people probably aren't gonna be able to hear it.
So it's called Crash by
Crash
Schoolboy
by
Q.
Schoolboy Q. It's off the new album.
The new album. It's so this beat kind of reminds me of like, he talks like about his daughter and he talks about like him living like, you know, that life of hustling and all that, but he says it in a very poetic way. Yeah, and like I really like him like as a lyricist because he really does talk from like, you know, his heart, and I don't know, I appreciate artists like that. And I mean, I was only inspired, you know, like I'm not like someone who came up with this, but listening to it just made me feel like, dude, I can like,
you want to spit some
I
shit.
spit some shit on it. You know?
All right, okay, you heard it here first. Caffeine and Green, my man Troy, on bar. Drop that flow.
Yo. Yeah. Yo, check it. They call me on bar, but the bars that I spit, the 16s that I hit, I didn't even know the J was in front, so I split with my homies 2 and 3. Then I hit the freestyle, then I didn't even know how to tone me. I take it down a notch when I wanted to say something on my toe, and I don't even know how to say it because I know I can flow. If I don't flow it in the measurement of the inches that I spit, then I don't even know how to. Okay, all right, hold on. Take this nervousness out of my system and get a drop of this Tito's. Get it in my head, and in my head I think I'm getting painful images, and I think if I didn't stop right now, then I wouldn't even quit. I think I took a hit when I took all this money out, get this money and put it into this coffee trailer. Then I wailed all night cause I don't think I could make it, but me and my homie got it. We from 408 Bay Area. Yeah, me and my boy, yeah, you know, we couple of Troys, but we going down, not a couple of boys. But I don't even know how to spit like this, but you know what, I will keep going cause I don't even care anymore. If I didn't even know how I got down here, I came back and I didn't separate myself from my family, my tears, and my fears. If I didn't even know how my life would turn out, I think that I would shout, hey yo, don't go now. Hey yo, just do it. And if you don't do it, then get a Get away from the images. Get away from the images. Just keep going. And if you can't go no more, just ask for the help that you need. I don't even know if I can complete this verse, but if it doesn't hurt, then I will keep going. Keep flowing. Just like Bruce Lee, 1-inch punch, yeah, and take a hit off this J. I mean, we smoking that green and that caffeine. I'm drinking that every day, almost on a spro log. I drinking that, yeah. Oh, what? I didn't even know at this point, but if I can spread a message to my homies, let me. Hold on. Let me just say something real quick.
This is my business partner, guys.
All right, that didn't go as well as I thought it would go. But give it a couple more interviews and a couple more drinks. Maybe it might go well. It goes well usually at parties, but not. I guess like I'm like,
yeah,
not cut out for this.
Dude, you look a little nervous right now, bro.
A little nervous. I was actually. That's why I really wanted to have Troy on, just because like he's been through like a lot of like parts of my life, like like we were high school friends,
Yeah, and he's your one you consider like a ride or die. It's your role homie.
Dude, like we basically just like talked a lot, and like I guess I was able to just like figure out what I can do like towards the future of like right now, and I guess like with Fob Coffee, it's all like 50-50, and I can't imagine doing it alone. So.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But I'm nervous as fuck, and
it's about the homies, man. Hey, don't even stress, bro. Dude, never feel
that's gonna be on the internet now.
Yeah, no, it's already on the internet. Whoever actually saw that, like for sure, then whoever hears this by probably like starting tomorrow, for sure, bro. But dude, who gives a fuck, dude?
True.
You have to embrace the suck, dude. On the real, that's another thing that I really like to pride myself on is failing every day and definitely sucking at something. Because when you start at something and you suck, dude, you can only suck for so long, honestly. And then you're either going to stop or you're just going to get better. That's the only two options. And that's the bottom line. And so for me, I always like my one thing I say all the time is like, dude, just embrace the suck. I love sucking at shit because I know how I am and I'm not going to suck forever. So your rhymes might not be the best right now, but you fucking keep going and flowing in your flow state like Bruce Lee, what you said. And, dude, eventually rhyming will become second nature. So
one of these days, maybe if I've always wanted to have like a solace moment of like me just in front of a mic, because I have like a lot of intimidation in front of things. Like
I don't get that. I don't think that's true.
Camera,
you say that, bro.
He has interviewed me and I'm like in front of a camera. I'm just like,
I don't know, because you said that about Sprocast too. I'm just like, dude, I don't think so. Or when you came down here, because like dude, as long as I have known who you are now, I've literally never thought to myself, that's Troy. He's a really quiet guy. Like I've never once thought that because every time I see you, when I walked into Bird Rock at the first latte art throwdown of the year, I straight up seen you from across the room and you were bouncing up and down. I was like, oh, Troy's right over there.
They played sicko mode. That's why.
Dude, no, I think this was like, they hadn't played sicko mode yet. Because when they played that, I was standing behind you at that point.
Oh, yeah.
So this is right when I walked in, and I think it was already an hour into it. And I don't know what song they were playing, but I was like, oh, yeah, dude, Troy's over there. She's like, how can you tell? I'm like, I could see him dancing. Like, he's right over there. Yeah. But no, that's awesome, dude.
Maybe in the future, if you ever have me on again, like I will prepare myself. I'll write down some 16s.
Bro, you're all good. You want to fucking try to freestyle again? You're all good. You fucking.
Thank you.
There's never any problem. And yes, dude, you're always more than welcome to come back. And if you and Troy want to come back on because you have a brick and mortar opening, or you're releasing some new drinks or whatever, we could just catch up. It don't even fucking matter, bro. You're a Caffeine and Green alum now, bro.
Dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah. Troy, thank you so much for coming on the show, guys. If you can, let's finish it. Tell the people where they can find you, personals or just the business, whatever you want to do. I always give the option.
Yeah, so right now we're at City Heights Farmers Market from 9 p.m. to 1, or 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., I'm sorry.
What days?
Saturday. And then on the 18th of May, we'll be at the Donut Run. I forgot where it was. I think it's at the SDCCU Stadium off of Friars Road.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Where the Chargers played.
Yeah, we'll
Fuck
be there
yeah.
May 18th. Come check us out. We'll have a lot of stuff. So if you wanted to come out and support.
Dude, I definitely would, but that day, unfortunately, because it's also Jay's birthday that day.
Oh,
It's May 18th.
The 18th. Oh, okay.
And the only reason I remember all this is because me and my wife leave for Europe that day.
Oh shit!
So
nice.
we're gonna be going out of town for a minute. So I normally would. Anything else after that, I'm fucking there. Dude, I'll definitely holler.
Europe though, we love Europe, man. Like,
dude,
Europe's dope, man.
I know it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're going to Italy, and then we're gonna go to Barcelona.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
we're
awesome.
gonna check out some shit. My homie lives out in Barcelona, so we're gonna go the last 2 days already of the we're gone for 2 weeks. The last 2 days, we're going to a music festival in Barcelona. It's called La Primavera Sound. It's like, fuck, dude. Those Europeans, they know how to party, bro. 7-day music festival. We're going for the last 2.
Oh shit.
Yeah, gonna see Nas
Oh,
in
shit.
Barcelona
Nice.
with like one of my best homies ever. It's like, fuck yeah, and my wife, of course. And my wife. Shout out Leslie. But yeah, so that's where they're gonna find the Fob Coffee at. Where can they find you on social media?
Instagram is at Fob Coffee Co. We're currently
All
just
one word.
All one word, yes. And
Okay.
that's our Instagram, and then our personals. Troy has a at Troy Stories, so it's like all one
Troy
word.
Stories.
Troy Stories are Ahoy Troy.
Ahoy Troy.
Yeah, Ahoy Troy.
Whoa.
That's my personal.
Okay, and then
And mine just on bar.
Oh,
at on bar.
definitely at on bar. Dude. I know. And I'll give a at Sprocast because they're the homies, and you were there always. But yeah, fuck yeah, boys. I appreciate it. Thank you again. May 18th. If you're in SD and you're going to that, go see my boys. Get a Vietnamese coffee. Boba? No, not yet.
No,
Not yet. Damn it. When you get some boba, you holler at me. We get the chicken where we talked about the spicy chicken nugs.
Dude, he's made a ton of those, man.
Bro, you guys from the Bay, you know. I don't know if it's like just a Bay Area thing, but fuck, I love those things. Holler at me. All right, boys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Fuck
Thank you.
yeah. Peace.